Okay, well, the trip is coming to an end. I'm going to catch a taxi here in about 20 minutes and go to the airport at Santiago de Compostela and fly to Madrid. I get to Madrid around 3 in the afternoon. There were no flights exactly like for what I needed just to head on to the US, so I'm going to stay the night at an airport hotel. There's a Marriott that has like a airport shuttle. So I'm just going to go hang out there for tonight, which I hate having to hang out all these extra hours when at this point, I'm ready to go home. I miss my husband. I want to see him. But anyway, so I'll stay the night, and tomorrow I will pick up a flight with American and head back home. But anyway, what was really funny is that just now, I went and sat back down on the bed and swung my leg around just to kick back and relax for a few more minutes. I pulled something, and it's like, and that hurt really bad. And it's like, you gotta be kidding me. I walked 70 miles and I've done all this walking around, and everything I've done, all the hills, and I hurt myself getting on the bed. So, yes, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's amusing. But anyway, this is the last of the trip videos that I'll be maybe piecing together a couple last little things. If there's something like logistically that I can share and show somebody that might be helpful to you, like as you're trying to navigate Madrid or the airport, figure out your own travel logistics. That's the only reason I'm actually recording further at this point. I know that these kind of things aren't of interest to everybody, but for those of you who want to plan a trip to Spain, if there's anything I see that I can share that would be helpful to you, I'm happy to do that. So anyway, I'm going to limp my way down the stairs and go get my taxi. All right, bye. Okay, I'm at the airport at Santiago de Compostela. It's a small airport. Looks like it's just got gates, like A and B. So it's easy to navigate here, even if you don't speak the language, because there's English signs where you can read stuff. I had one of these when I was at a little cafe at Santiago. Those are good. So if you come here, make sure you try that cake because it's good. It's called Santiago cake. There's just some shops, but there's not much here. I'm here extremely early for my flight, but I'd rather be early and wait or rather than miss a flight. So just know coming to the Santiago airport is an easy thing to do. Now, one thing I did was I arranged for a taxi ahead of time. There were a couple of guys who were at my hotel eating breakfast. They got up and then they checked out and then they went to the front desk to ask for a taxi. Well, they only do like special arrangements with a taxi service, and so they couldn't get one. So if you ever want to use taxis to do things, I knew I couldn't quite figure out the bus system in Santiago. I was going to have to go to the main bus station to get the bus that came out here to the airport. And at that point, I was like, forget it. I don't care. I'll just get a taxi. It was 26 euros from my hotel out here. So it wasn't horrible. So if you do want to use taxis, I would advise that when you check into your hotel, talk to the front desk right away and go ahead and ask about those logistics ahead of time. So that way you're not caught unaware like those guys were, because they were then trying to figure out how in the world to get out here when they needed to. So just a bit of advice on that one. So, but anyway, I had a couple hours to kill before my flight. So just wanted to share the little tidbits with you. All right, thanks. Okay, so when you get to the airport, just follow the exit salida signs if you're wanting to get ground transportation here at Madrid. Out here is where you're going to find the buses, and you'll find that bus 203. That is like for €5, you can go to Central Madrid. I'm going to come out here and find my hotel shuttle bus instead, because I need to go over to the hotel for the night, and then I'll take the shuttle back here. So, and we just exit out this way. Just double check for a second. Then anyway, just, follow the signs like you would any other airport. Okay, that's it. Oh, and I was able to find a book. I waited to buy one for my flight home because coming over, I knew I was going to be sleeping during the night, but I didn't want to carry a book with me this whole trip. So, no extra weight in the backpack. So I waited to buy one today to then be on my flight tomorrow, since it'll be kind of daytime flight coming back into the U.S. So, and then try to stay awake so I can get turned back around on my time and my sleeping. But anyway, so off I go to find my shuttle bus. So as you get down into this exit area, that's what you'll see. Look for the Centro Ciudad, but that's how this is where you go and you find out. This long line you see here is like actually the taxi queuing line. You have to go over to the other section in order to catch the buses over there. So I thought I'd film this for you real quick just in case you wanted to see the layout of how this works here. So I'm at Terminal 4 and the hotel buses are this way, and down there to the right is where the 203 would stop. So anyway, but you just come across the way and then you'll catch your buses over here. Good morning. I am at the airport in Madrid, and I didn't film anything coming through just to show you guys stuff. Got really sick through the night, not feeling well, so it's all I could do to get here. I came early just to hurry up and get here and get checked through. One thing I did was I sent my backpack through the checked luggage, and I just pulled out only what I needed and carried it in a small, little shopping bag that I had with me. One thing I realized that I've done is that I've sent my Compostela and my certificate of mileage documents through my backpack into the checked luggage. So I pray that American Airlines does not lose my bag. That would be very disappointing if they lost it. So I'm praying that doesn't happen. It didn't occur to me at the time that I packed up. I wasn't thinking clear. Just wanted to hurry up and get here. But one thing I will tell you is if you're doing international flights, more than likely you're going to go to Terminal 4. And then from Terminal 4, you'll go out to T4S. That means you have to drop down to a lower level. Well, it's M and S down here at this lower level. And it's through there that they do passport control. And then you can go on out to your gates. Just a tip, if you want to do duty-free shopping, there's another one out here. So you don't have to catch it over at the other terminal. Not a problem. There's a nice big one over here too. So you have the opportunity to do duty-free shopping over here once you get through passport control. So no worries if that is something you wanted to do. Otherwise, it's just an airport. Nothing to show you here. So, but anyway, so if you ever see T4S on your documents, it just means you need to drop down this lower level. And once you drop to the lower level, you take a train out here is what happens, and then go through passport control, and then you're back up into these other gates. So super easy to follow and understand, but just wanted to share that with you because I heard some people asking questions about what's T4S and how do you get there, and it's all marked though. It's marked everywhere. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you, but feeling a little bit better, but I've got still about another 2.5 hours before the flight boards. This is gonna be a really long day, and I don't feel that good, so I'm ready to get home. So anyway, so that's it for me, but wanted to stop and at least share some information with you. Okay. Here's a little tip for you. If you're out here in the S gates, if you come along these outside walls, you will find these little lounger things, and there's plugs here so you can do your phone. There's other charging, towers, but if you need to kick back and relax because you got time, look for one of these little these little sections here. This was a good find. I got some time to kill, and I can just charge my phone and kick back and read a book. So this worked out. Anyway, I'm glad I wandered. Well, after I had to go back to the duty-free store and buy some perfume. I always spritz some on me, walk away, let it sit on me for about an hour to see how it works with just me personally, because you know how scents can change. So I had to go back and buy that perfume. But anyway, it's quiet over here, so I found a quiet spot to hang out for a bit. Anyway, just wanted to let you know, look for these little pods. Hey, one thing I would suggest when you get to Madrid airport, that you get there at least a good 3 hours ahead of time, because they say to be at your boarding gate like 2 hours before leaving for the U.S. It's like an extra security measures for the U.S. because as you approach your gate, there's going to be people who stop you and ask to see your passport and boarding pass again, even though you've done all that. So, and then also if you're going to Terminal T4S, once you get down there on that train, it gets all the way out to T4S, but then once you get to your gate, if you're on a big flight, you're actually going to board a bus and go out to your flight. So this isn't a place where you want to run through at the very last second and think you're going to get boarded, because you're probably not. So plan ahead at Madrid. And and another thing to be aware of, I've noticed this at two different airports now. At Santiago and also at Madrid. They don't do the regular continuous announcements like you see, like what you hear at U.S. airports, where they're constantly announcing like a flight that's leaving and, you know, that it's getting ready to board and stuff like that. You don't get that information. You just have to be in your gate area and you have to start watching, because when I was at Santiago, when I approached my gate, this is about 30 minutes prior to leaving, so I thought they would start boarding. So I approached and there's nobody there, and I was noticing written in Spanish that it was final call. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like I'm gonna miss this flight. I mean, I didn't, but I wasn't aware that they don't announce anything, and I was all expecting to line up and wait to be called for my group to go board the plane, and they had already pretty much boarded that entire flight by the time I got there. So just a heads up on that. They don't give you a lot of announcements, so be in your gate area and be watching. Well, this is the end of the trip. I'm on board my flight. They had to take a bus out here, out further on the runway. But it's a big plane. I have a little bit more leg room up here in the front, so this will be better than maybe my other flights, I'm hoping. But anyway, adios, España.